Hi everyone. Today we're going to look at perimeter. And our essential question is, how do I find the perimeter of a shape? As you can see, we're going to be looking at how to find the perimeter in a few different ways. So let's get started. Let's take a look at our first example here. With this rectangle, they give us the information of how long different sides are, which is very helpful because when we're finding the perimeter, we are finding the distance around the outside of a shape. So on here we know that this side over here is 4 centimeters and this side is 4 centimeters, and we know that on rectangles that the parallel sides are the same size. So we know that this side is 4 centimeters, so this side is also 4 centimeters. This side is 3 centimeters, so we automatically know this is already 3 centimeters as well. To find the perimeter, we simply have to add up all of these sides. So I have 4 centimeters plus 3 centimeters plus 4 centimeters plus 3 centimeters. As I add that up, I have 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 4 more is 11, plus 3 gives me 14 centimeters. So the perimeter of this rectangle is 14 centimeters. I just added all of these sides together. It's very important that you include the label so we know the actual distance around. Let's take a look at another shape. This one is not rectangular, but we can use some information we know. We know this length here, they gave it to us. If you look at this side, it looks identical to this side, so I know this side is 2 feet, this side is also 2 feet. Notice the label this time is different than the centimeters. Don't get confused by that, just pay attention and make sure you put the correct label. This little diagonal is the same size as this diagonal. So I know this one right here is 1 foot long, or 1 foot long we would say. Then I just need to add up all of the sides to find the perimeter. So I have 3 feet plus 2 feet plus 1 foot plus 1 foot plus 2 feet. Now it's easy to get lost, especially on shapes like this, so you might want to go back and just count how many sides there are to make sure you have the correct numbers over here as well. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. I should have 5 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I do, so I'm good. So I'm going to add 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 more is 6, plus 1 more is 7, plus 2 more is 9. So the perimeter of this pocket-shaped shape is 9 feet. Well, what if our shapes are on a grid, like these 2 middle ones? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to add up the sides to find the perimeter. But this time we have to figure out how long each side is. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to make myself a little mark in between each of these boxes here so I can count that as 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 somethings. We don't know if they're centimeters or feet. So I'm just going to put 4 units. On this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 units. Now I notice that this is a rectangle. So the opposite side, the parallel side, will be the same length. So I have 4 units on this side and 5 units on this side. Then I need to add up all my sides. 4 units plus 5 units plus 4 units plus 5 units. And let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm out of space here, but that's okay. 4 plus 5 is 9. Plus, I see 4 plus 5 again. It's another 9. 9 and 9 is 18. So my perimeter is 18 units. This perimeter I have to be a little more careful because I have some different angles to go on. It's not just a rectangle. So I will have to go through and count each of the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ooh, look at this little one right here. Just 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Let me double check to make sure I have all of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure enough. So let's add this all together. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7, plus 2 more is 9, plus 3 more is 12, plus 4 more is 16. So my perimeter is 16, somethings, centimeters, feet, we don't know, so we're just going to say units. So these are two different ways to look at perimeter. But sometimes you're going to be asked to draw your own shape with a given amount of perimeter. Like on this one, I have 12 units. So I've got to figure out what kind of shape to draw on here. What I like to do is to start with 2 or 3 for one side and then work my way through it. So I think on this one I'm going to start with 2. So I'm going to start with 2 right here. 1, 2. Well, I think I'm going to try a rectangle, so I know my opposite side is going to be 2 also, but I don't know how far to put it down yet. So I'm going to do a little math to help me. So I have 2 for this side. I know my opposite one's going to be 2, so that gives me 4. Well, let me see. If I have 12 units total, and I just put 4 on there, that'll leave me 8. Okay. Well, my 8 has to be split between the two sides. So 8 divided by the two sides, if I split that in half, gives me 4. So I know my side's going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Know my 2's along the bottom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me double check this to make sure I have the right amount. So 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4. Let me see. 2 plus 4 is 6. I see another 6. 6 and 6 is 12. So I'm good. All right, sometimes you may have to play with these numbers a little bit before you have your final answer, and that's okay, but do double check that you have the correct perimeter at the end. On our next one, 16 units, I'd like you to go ahead and pause the video. Go ahead and try your own rectangle out that has 16 units of perimeter. Okay, give it a try, and then we'll come back in a minute. All right, let's see how you did. There's lots of different options for this one. This time I think I'm going to try 3 across the top to start with. So that means I'll have 3 and 3. I know that's 6. If I add them together, let's do my math here. 16 minus 6 gives me 10. I have to split that apart. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So I'm going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go across my 3. Back up my 5. And then I have to check my work. So that has 3 and 5 and 3 and 5. Let's see. 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5 equals, well, that's 8. And 8 more is 16. So I have it exactly right. On the back of your page, you have 2 grids, and it's asking you to draw shapes with the given perimeter. For your first shape, you're going to draw a shape that has a perimeter of 14 units. On your second one, you're going to do a perimeter of 18 units. Make sure that you go back and count to make sure your perimeter is correct after you've done your shapes. Also, don't forget to go back and do your 2 questions and your summary. Have a great night.